Hi students, in today's session we are going to discuss about classification of contracts or different types of contracts. We are already discussed about essentials of a valid contract and we know the definition of contract even. The contract is nothing but an agreement which is enforceable by law is called as a contract. So, social and domestic agreements are not creates any legal obligations. So, that's why those agreements are not called as a contracts. So, the contracts are classified under three parameters. Those are series chart. We categorized contracts on the basis of three. First one on the basis of legal effects, which is also called on the basis of enforceability. And next one on the basis of performance, which is also called as on the basis of execution. And third one on the basis of formation, which is also called as on the basis of creation. So, and depending upon these three bases, we classify contracts into different types. On the basis of legal effects, which means on the basis of enforceability. And second one on the basis of performance, which means on the basis of execution. And third one on the basis of formation, which means on the basis of creation. So, on the basis of legal effects, the contracts are classified under 5 categories, that is valid contract, second one void contract, third one voidable contract, fourth one unenforceable contract, and fifth one illegal contracts. And on the basis of performance or execution, the contracts are classified into 4 categories, that are unilateral contracts, bilateral contracts, executed contracts, executory contracts. And on the basis of formation or creation, the contracts are classified into 3 types, that are express contracts, implied contracts, quasi contracts. So, we will discuss in depth about this. First of all, we will start with on the basis of formation. Types of contracts on the basis of formation series. So, on the basis of formation, the contracts are classified into 3 groups. Those are express contracts, implied contracts, quasi contracts, which are also called as a tacit contracts. The first one is express contracts. The contracts where there is expression or conversation are called express contracts. So, express contracts are those which is made by oral or written, is called as express contracts. For example, A has offered to sell his house and B has given acceptance. It is a express contract. Here, the agreement made may be in the written format or in the oral format. If it is in the written format, for example, A write a letter to B that he wants to sell his house to B for 50 lakhs rupees. Here, A made is offered in the written format. Or for example, A with words, A offered that he wants to sell his house to B in the oral format. Then those 2 categories comes under express contracts. So, here express contracts means the contracts made by oral or written format is called as express contracts. And the second one is implied contracts. Implied contracts are those which are made not by the expression they made by the conduct of the parties, right? The contracts where there is no expression either in the written format or in the oral format are called implied contract. Sitting in a bus can be taken as example, right? For example, we sit a bus which goes from Palakollu to Bhimavaram. Here, there is an implied contract between passenger and owner of the bus that there is no written or oral explanation that he wants to go to Bhimavaram. He simply sit in the Bhimavaram bus, which means that he is ready to travel in that bus from Palakollu to Bhimavaram. So, it is an implied contract. Okay. And next one, quasi contract or tacit contract. In case of quasi contracts, there will be no offer and acceptance. There is no offer and acceptance. So, actually there will be a no contractual relationship between the partners. Such a contract which is created by virtue of law is called quasi contract. Quasi contract creates right to one party and responsibility to another party. For example, A missed his certificate in the bus. B get those certificates, and here B has the responsibility to deliver those certificates to A. So, here it is a quasi contract. They are not fixed prior to the situation happens. It is not made an offer. There is no intention to made an offer and there is no intention that they give an acceptance. So, it is purely created by law. Okay, these contracts are called as quasi contracts. Okay, these three are types of contracts on the basis of formation. And next category, types of contracts on the basis of performance or execution. Here, types of contract on the basis of performance can be classified into 4 types. Those are bilateral contracts, unilateral contracts, executed contracts and executory contracts. Okay, so first one is bilateral contracts. Here bilateral means 2, right? So a bilateral contract is one which both the parties have to perform their respective promises. Here both the parties to the contract have to perform. Both the parties means offerer and offeree have to perform their promises. For example, a contract has got formed between X and Y on 1st January, according to which X has to deliver goods to Y on 3rd January and Y has to pay amount on 3rd January. It is a bilateral contract. Here the situation is not completed. The contract is made on 1st January, but the delivery will happen on 3rd January and the amount also received on 3rd January. Here both the parties have to perform their respective promises. Those contracts are called as bilateral contracts. And next one, unilateral contract. Unilateral means one-sided, right? An unilateral contract is one-sided contract in which only one party has to perform. It is called unilateral contract. Here, for example, if we consider the above example, X has delivered goods on 3rd January and Y may pay payment on 4th January. Here, X delivered goods on 3rd January. X promise is completed, but Y paid on 4th January. Here Y promise is still pending. So those contracts are called as unilateral contracts. And next one, executed contract. Executed means the obligations are performed by both the parties. Series, it is a contract in which both the parties to the contract have to perform his respective obligations under the contract. They are performed their obligations. X offers to sell his car to Y for 1 lakh and Y accepts X offer. X delivered the car and Y paid 1 lakh. So here both the parties completed their task, then it is called as executed, completed contract. And next one, executory contract. It's still on pending, right? So it is a contract in which both the parties to the contract have still to perform their respective obligations. They have still to perform their respective obligations. See the example. A buys a car from B for 1 lakh. Now A has made the payment but B has not transferred the car. It is an executory contract as the parties have to meet the obligation. So executory means it is not completed. A has to sell his car to B. A is not delivered the car to B and B is not paid any payment towards A. So here both the parties have to complete the contract, then it is called as executory contract. So not only this, there is another type of contract is there, partially executed and partially executory contract. Partially executed and partially executory contract, which means one party to the contract is completed his obligation and another party is still on pending, then it is called partially completed or partially executed. Okay, and types of contracts on the basis of validity. This is the third category. Here on the basis of validity or on the basis of enforceability or on the basis of legal effect. Okay, so on the basis of this, the contracts are categorized into 5 groups. Those are void contracts, valid contracts, voidable contracts, illegal contract, unenforceable contracts. So we will go through these. First one, valid contract. We already discussed in the last session that to be a valid contract according to Indian Contract Act 1872, it has to satisfy several parameters. If that parameters are satisfied, then that contract is called as a valid contract. So we already discussed, right? Offer and acceptance, consideration, lawful object, all these elements. If those are completed, then it is treated as a valid contract. The contracts which are enforceable, the contracts which are enforceable in a court of law are called as a valid contracts. To attain validity, the contract should have certain features like consensus ad idem, certainty, free consent, two-directional consideration, fulfillment of legal formalities, legal obligations, lawful object, capacity of parties and possibility of performance. We already discussed these elements in the essential elements of a valid contract. If the contract possesses these elements, then that contract is called as a valid contract. And example for valid contract, there is a contract between X and Y, and let us assume that their contract has all those above said features. It is a valid contract. And second one, void contract. So what is a void contract? Void means which is not acceptable by law. So a contract which is not enforceable in the court of law is called void contract, which is not enforceable. If a contract is deficient in any one or more of the above features, here above features means essential elements of valid contracts except free consent and legal formalities, it is called a void contract. We already discussed in the elements of essentials of contracts that capacity of parties. If we enter into a contract with a person who is not competent for the contract, then that contract is treated as a void contract. The best example for void contract is the contracts with a minor. See this example. There is a contract between X and Y where Y is a minor. Who is a minor? The person who is not completed the age of 18 years is called as a minor. So, if X enter into a contract with Y who is a minor, has no capacity to contract and it is a void contract which is not enforceable by law. And next one is voidable contract. Voidable. A contract which is deficient in only free consent is called voidable contract. That means it is a contract which made under certain pressure, either physical or mental. At the option of suffering party, a voidable contract may become either valid or void in future. Here means voidable contract is a contract which is enforceable by law on the will of one party, but which is not enforceable by law on the will of another party. Here the consent of the contract may be taken by the coercion, misrepresentation, fraud, undue influence. Here coercion means physical harassment and undue influence, maybe it is the effect of mental condition of the persons. So, on the basis of suffering party, it may be valid or it may be void in the future. For example, there is a contract between A and B where B has forcibly made A involved in the contract. Here B forced to involve a contract. Okay, here by forcingly A came to the contract. So, it is a voidable at the option of A, but at the option of B it is a valid. So, voidable contracts are those contracts which can be enforceable by on the option of one party, but which is not enforceable by on the option of other party. Okay. And next one is illegal contracts or illegal agreements. Illegal. The name itself saying it is not a legal one. So, if the contract has unlawful object, is called as illegal contracts, right? An illegal agreement in business law is a contract that was made for an illegal reason and is consequently against the law. If the content of the agreement causes the parties to perform illegal actions, then the contract is illegal. The agreement collateral to the original also becomes treated as a void agreements. For example, there is a contract between X and Z according to which Z has to murder Y for a consideration of 10,000 rupees from X. So, it is a illegal contract. Murdering of a person is not acceptable, right? So, those contracts are not a valid contracts and those are not enforceable by law. In case we enter into a collateral agreement for that contract, that collateral agreement is also treated as a illegal agreements, right? And next one is unenforceable contracts. Unenforceable contracts, a contract which has not properly fulfilled legal formalities is called unenforceable contract. Legal formalities, due to lack of legal formalities, we cannot execute that contract. That means unenforceable contract suffers from the technical defect like insufficient stamp, etc. If we are purchasing a land, we have to take a registration process, right? For registering, we have to attest these stamps. If you are not attesting stamps, go through the registration, is the registrar accept that proposal? No, right? So like that, after rectification of that technical defect, if we paste stamps according to the worth, then it becomes enforceable and valid contracts. So unenforceable contracts are those contracts which suffers the technical defect. If that technical defect is rectified, then it is a valid contracts. For example, A and B have drafted their agreements on 10 rupees stamp where it is to be written actually on 100 rupees stamp. Here what they have done? They done that instead of 100 rupees stamp, they consider 10 rupees stamp is sufficient, but it is not like that. So it is unenforceable contract. If they clear that, if they paste 100 rupees stamp instead of 10 rupees, then it is a valid contract. So these are the different types of contracts. So on the basis of 3 categories. The first category is on the basis of enforceability or legal effect, on the basis of execution or performance, on the basis of formation or creation. On the basis of formation, express contracts, which means in terms of oral or written format, implied contracts on the basis of conduct of the parties, and quasi contracts, it creates responsibility to one party and right to another party which is created by law. And on the basis of performance, unilateral contract, only one party has to perform the contract. Bilateral contracts, 2 parties to the contract have to perform the contract. Executed contract, the contract which is performed by both the parties. And executory contracts, the contracts which is performed by one party and another party need to perform. And on the basis of legal effect, valid contract, if the contract completes all the necessary elements and it is called as a valid contract. Void contract, for example, minor contracts are the void contracts, and voidable contracts because of physical or mental harassment, if the parties enter into a contract, it is a voidable contract on the basis of the person who suffers that physical or mental harassments. And unenforceable contracts, because of some of the technical effects, some of the contracts are considered as a unenforceable contracts, and illegal contracts which has the illegal object. So these are the different categories of the contracts. Then depending upon this, there is a small question, that is differences between void and voidable contracts. So what are the differences between void and voidable contracts? We already discussed that. Void contracts are from the beginning they are void. Voidable contracts means it is depending upon the decision of the suffering policy, right? So basis for comparison, first one, meaning. Void contract, the type of contract which cannot be enforceable is known as void contract, which is not enforceable by law. And in case of voidable contract, the contract in which one party of the 2 parties has the option to enforce or rescind it. It is known as voidable contract. And defined in Void contract is defined in section 2 subsection J of Indian Contract Act, whereas voidable contracts are defined in section 2 subsection I of the Indian Contract Act 1872. And nature, the contract is valid but subsequently becomes invalid due to some reason. Of course, the contract is valid but it is subsequently invalid. So, to enter into a minor with to enter into a contract with a minor is invalid, right? And voidable contracts, the contract is valid until the party whose consent is not free does not revokes it. So, the party who suffers the physical or mental harassment, until he himself revokes the contract, until the contract is remained valid, right? Next one, reasons. Subsequent illegality or impossibility of any act which is to be performed in future. Sometimes impossible events or uncertain events to be performed, depending upon that situations. If we enter into a contract, those contracts are illegal or void contracts. And if the consent of the parties is not independent, here you have to remember one point in the voidable contract, that the free consent, the lack of free consent will happens in the voidable contracts. So, here the consent of the parties is not independent, it is dependent. And rights to party, there is no rights because it from the beginning is a void. And yes, but only to the aggrieved party. Here two parties are there, right? So, aggrieved party means the party who suffers the harassment is known as aggrieved party. Here the aggrieved party may have some of the rights. Next one, suit for damages. Series, suit for damages. Not given by any party to another party for the non-performance, but any benefit received by any party must be restored back. Here no damages or no compensation is given from one party to another, but if they taken any benefit, that benefit is restored. And coming to the voidable contract, damages can be claimed by the aggrieved party. So, these are the basic differences between void and voidable contracts. Hope all of you are getting the classes. Thank you.